Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Today's episode, your flow state, and it's episode 221. Welcome to the starting round.
Hands up. It's the starting round on the Success Sensei podcast.
Your flow state. I'm talking about being in the zone. But before we get into that, we are on the final countdown. I record this Monday the 30th of November, but tomorrow is the 1st of December. So we've only a few short weeks left to the end of the year. Now I know it's very, very tempting to sit on your hands and ride out what is an absolutely woeful year for a lot of people. But why do that when you might be able to scratch off a few small goals? Big goals would be great, small goals, or even additional goals that are on your list or even on your bucket list. You may as well finish feeling somewhat in control, having achieved a few more items. As I said, they don't have to be big ones, they can be small ones, they can be additional ones, but don't just ride it out. There's no point. You'll start off 2021 in a better mindset and hopefully a better physical condition as well if you can knock a few more goals off before the end of this year. To get you motivated, to get us started, I'm going to recite the famous quote. You might have heard it or you might not have before, by Hunter S. Thompson. Either way, it's a reminder. Here it is. Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." Now that should give you a little bit of motivation to finish out this year and try to finish it out strong. I talked to two different close friends over the weekend. One of them has made a proposal to his other half, so he's looking forward to 2021. And the other one has told me that he has 4 holidays booked for next year. So there are things that you can do. Neither, by the way, are rich. So there's plenty of things that you can do. There's plenty of little goals you can scratch off your list or add to your list and prepare for 2021 to make sure that it's a better year than 2020. So you're not so reactionary. So the flow state we're talking about, I'm sure you've sensed it before, where you're in that zone, where your mind is calm, but your body is highly active. Now, a calm mind doesn't mean that you're not thinking. It can be calm and focused, but you're not panicking. If you have a highly active mind and a calm body, that's not the right mix. If you have a highly active mind and a highly active body, you're just pretty much chaotic. So you want to have a calm but focused mind, an efficient mind, one that's not worrying, one that's not full of anxiety and stress, as I'm sure everybody on the planet has experienced in 2020. A calm mind and a highly active body is the best mix, and it's great for sport. So if you're fighting, if your mind is chaotic and your body is highly active, that's the wrong mix. You want to have a calm, focused mind, but your body can be chaotic. Your body can be highly active. For sport, for business, when you're writing, doing any kind of significant task, getting in the zone is really, really important. So when you're in the zone, you'll know you're in the zone because you forget to eat. You don't want to stop. Basically, you want to keep going because you're in the flow. That it feels easier, it feels more enjoyable, and your time flies by when you're in the zone. You are basically out of your own head. You've stepped out of your own way. You're not an obstacle to yourself. The nerves have passed. You're not simply being busy for busyness sake. You are effective. You're getting things done and you're enjoying it. And you want to maintain that flow state for as long as possible, or until at least the task is completed. We've all experienced being in the zone at some stage, but it is something that you can concentrate on, cultivate, and get more used to stepping into the zone. So it's not something that's accidental. So too much coffee, by the way, is not necessarily a good thing for the flow state. I'm guilty of this. I've done much research into this area. Too much coffee can make your mind not calm. You can make your mind overactive, which, as we said at the very start, is not the perfect balance for being in the flow state. The flow state is a calm mind and a highly active body. So how do you get into this flow state? Well, stop thinking that you need to have a highly active mind, because you're panicking your mind and you're overthinking. You need to focus. So here's the things that really as simple as we can possibly break them down, to allowing yourself mentally and physically get into the zone to be able to get the best out of your sport, your business, your writing, or whatever task it is that you're chasing. So number one, do what you love. Do what you want to do. So if it's something that you love to do, if it's something that you want to achieve or want to do or want to get, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to get into the zone and into that flow state. Have a strong reason why. This is your motivation. This is what will help you when things get tough. If you have a strong reason why, yes, for a lot of people, it's their children, because that makes it very, very strong in a lot of people's mind. If you don't have kids, it can be to get yourself into a better position. You don't have to feel guilty or selfish about that. That's totally normal, totally all right, totally justifiable. So whatever reason you can attach, have a strong reason why for your motivation. Have a plan. You know I'm always banging on about goals, but have a plan. Have it broken down into small, achievable, realistic steps, and have a realistic time frame so that you're accountable. It's not just a general idea just jotted down on a piece of paper, which is meaningless and doesn't actually give you any confidence in being able to achieve it. Next, avoid negativity. Another one I'm always going on about. Whether that's negative people or negative news, you can have the best plan in the world, the best motivation in the world, but if you're surrounded by negativity, it's going to have an effect. It's going to wear you down. Have a clean, uncluttered environment. If your environment is untidy, it's very, very hard to get into the zone. So if that's the first thing you have to do, then absolutely do that. Have a clean, uncluttered environment. Have a nice smelling environment. Now that could be just fresh air and oxygen is fine, or a pleasant odor, a pleasant scent in the place. If you're in an environment where it's not pleasing to the nose, it's going to be very hard to concentrate. So that's a very important one that's often not misunderstood. It's often what's the word I'm looking for? Not thought about. It's often not thought about. I'll after the podcast episode, I'll remember the word I was thinking of, and then it'll be too late to edit it in. Anyway, next, visualize first. So this is to help your confidence. If you cannot see yourself achieving what it is you're setting out to achieve, it's going to be very, very hard to get into the zone. You need to believe it. You need to believe that it's achievable for you, not for other people, for you. And that's the one for your confidence. So if you have to close your eyes, visualize yourself actually achieving or doing or having what it is that you want to go after. Yes, you have to have had enough sleep. If you're sleep deprived, it's going to be very hard to get into the zone. If you're eating unhealthy food long term or too often, it's going to be very hard to get into the zone. If your body isn't fit and healthy, if you're not doing regular exercise, your regular exercise, you should be getting into the zone and into your flow state on a regular basis. But if you're not fit and healthy, if you don't have a fit and healthy lifestyle, it's going to be harder to get into your flow state. And focus, to properly focus and not have all the different distractions, and to focus on the correct thing. As I said at the very start, don't be focusing on your mind being very busy. Focus on your mind being focused and being calm and having blinkers on and looking at the one thing that you need to do and avoiding the distractions so that your body can be highly active. So the image of writing, for example, someone furiously writing, their mind is calm, it's very clear, but their body is highly active. Their hands certainly, and their pen or their quill, if you live in the olden days, or their biro or their pencil is actively and fast, writing out the words faster nearly than your mind could think. So it has to be a calm, focused mind. It has to be a culmination of the unconscious mind as well as the conscious mind. So as I said, you have plenty of time to go to finish out the rest of this year. I hope you squeeze in a few more things without panicking yourself, keeping that flow state, keeping in the zone, keeping that calm mind and highly active body. It is an enjoyable state to be in. It shouldn't be accidental when you discover it. It should be something that you can try to cultivate using the points that we said, the perfect environment to be able to access it more often and achieve more of the things that you want to achieve, and to have more of the success in the areas of your life that you want it. So yeah, without going on and without dragging on, thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.